Great morning, fellow traders. This is Austin. It is Thursday, January 29th. It's 9:30 on the dot. The pit session for trading has just opened, and as you can see, the overnight's been nothing more than just sideways whipsaws in crude oil. I'm sorry, in the S&P. Same thing for crude oil. I've been talking about that in the team room, and that's what we have going on. Just illiquid, structureless V-turns. And I want to talk about that for a minute. And it's also part of the post of the blog. Part of the blog post this appears in. Markets are less liquid now than they've ever been in the history of electronic trading. That's just an absolute fact. And what that means is, if the demand for the S&P right now is 1,000 contracts within a 4-tick range, and there's only 500 available on open interest in that 4-tick range, then somebody's screwed. Somebody's going to get filled on 500, and the other 500 are not going to get filled in that 4-tick range, and price is going to whip outside of that. Okay? And so if someone tries to get cute and put a limit order in, they simply won't get filled. And if somebody puts a market order in and says, fill me no matter what, they're going to get filled outside of the range. And that is the essence of illiquidity. There is greater demand than there is supply available on the strikes. Okay, and so that's what creates all of this whipsaws. You have computer-driven programs that'll ram it up until they run out of liquidity, and then they'll ram it back down, and then they'll ram it back up, and so on and so forth. Price eventually goes from A to B. It eventually goes from one zone of support and resistance to another zone of support and resistance above or below in, quote, directional fashion. But the route it takes to get there is so erratic and spastic and V-turned that it's impossible to tell which is going to be just a simple continuation in direction and which is a hard reversal. You can't use wider stops because you'll get eaten up on the true turns. But you can't hold a trade and expect that price is going to go the distance because the pullbacks are too deep. It's a very difficult thing. Hence the reason for me using a scalpy type approach and me being focused on just picking up several ticks here, 2-3 points there. If I can ride a 4 or 5 point position, that's great. But trying to navigate all of this noise, the simplest way to do that, there's no such thing as easy trading, but the simplest way to do that is just take it in pieces and chunks, little smaller pieces and chunks, rather than trying to catch the whole direction, because the market is so directionless right now in between directional moves. 9:33, waiting for the first signal, nothing yet. Okay, it is 9:50. I've had an adventurous short while here. I advanced my stop. First of all, the first long trade stopped out for -6 ticks. And then I was in a second time, same zone, and price went, I don't know, about 3 points in favor, 2 plus. I moved my stop to +8 ticks. And right then, mere seconds after I got the stop move, my internet went out, just blanked right out. And so I rebooted, and that didn't work, and I rebooted my router and modem, and da-da-da, and charts came back up. The trade slipped out on the way down, -2 ticks on the S&P in this. I don't know what caused this collapse, but here we go. And in 15 minutes, they dropped, however far that is, 16 handles or whatever. Let's see, 2085, about 15, 16 handles. I'm not sure what causes power surge down, but that's where we're at. So anyway, back to square one, I guess. If there was any downside, it happened around, for my eyes, around 1994 because of the quick knife, this up and down thing here. I assume that's some kind of breaking news. So nothing going on at this moment in time, waiting for price to reset itself, and we'll see what's next. 9:51. Alrighty then. Well, in ZeroHedge.com yesterday, after the close of trading, there was an article blurb there from somewhere that discussed liquidity in the S&P specifically and stock markets in general was at an all-time low yesterday for an FOMC session. I don't see a lot different today. I mean, it's just look at that. It looks like natural gas. It looks like the Russell at its worst. It's just nothing going on. There's nothing there. It's just the S&P is ripping through a vacuum. So I will wait for this to settle out and consolidate, and then look to work from there up or down. I have no idea. They're just randomly whipping them, so could be long or could be short. Right now, the filter chart bias is on the sell side. That could change at any moment in time, and entries could come at any moment in time. Sit, watch, and wait. 10 o'clock and a most interesting day so far. Okay, moments ago and I do mean moments ago, had a pullback to the 1992 area, fell 92 quarter, stop is in. We'll see what happens. It's on a big picture scale, it's testing the bottom of the open range. I mean, price action is just ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this in the S&P. I mean, and I do mean ever. And I've been watching and/or trading the S&P since 1999. I'm talking 15 plus years, and I've never seen a session begin like this where it just rips through the dome like there's nothing even there. But not to belabor the point, it is what it is. So if they continue from A to B, which would be from lower to higher, then they should next head towards the top of this open range. This should be the next test, and if that does not happen, then they're probably going to rip their way down towards the 233. And I'm going to tell you what, if I can get 5 handles out of this, I'm going to slap it in there and quit for the day, because I'm scared of what I see here. It's playing right around that 5 handle mark, and I'm going to actually go 2 handles. I'm going to go 2 and a tick, and if it comes back down, I'll just take that as ammo to work with on the next sequences that are sure to come along, because it's already gone more than 5, and it's also hit some pre-measured objectives off the CM patterns that I used to get in this play here to begin with. So not much more to say than that. If I can lock in 5 or better, I'm going to, and that's it for today, based on what I see. And if I lock in the 2-ish here, then I'll use those to work further with. And if I go to 0, then I'm just going to stop for the day and say this is one of those haywire tapes. So it'll be what it'll be. 10:05. Okay, and so 5 ticks it is. I'm sorry, 9 ticks it is. And they're just ripping back around. So anyhow, the next potential I see would be a long side again above 1996. The sell side won't come in to confirm for a little while. So I'm a buyer at 96 plus, or I'm waiting for my direction to change bearish, one or the other, and it may not take long the way they're whipping around. So 10:07. Well, how about an update? The S&P has pounded through this range here in rather messy, expansive fashion, and then it rolled right over. I tried to get short. It blew down through and was gone, and never even came close to giving me a short fill on the attempt. So, and I moved my price a couple of spots. So that's how it is. Just, the market is in freakout mode here this morning. I don't know why. There's no liquidity. They're just ripping them all around. So I'm still sitting on the same 9 ticks, and there we go. I'm looking to get to 5 handles or better, or 0, whichever comes first, and then I'm done for the day. So patiently waiting. Today's going to result in near zero or plus 5 handles or 415, I guess, whichever of those three happen first. It is 1042. Okay, finally we have long trade signaled. I'm using a 5-tick stop, number one, to defend against slippage, and number two, I've got if I get 2 consecutive stops, I'm at scratch for the day and I'm done. So this one might stop out before I finish speaking, and it might continue higher. I don't know. It's just been total whipsaw all morning. Crude oil did a kind of a surge blow lower thing, and this is all the S&P's done. Just really ugly price. Nothing going on. I suppose it's not unexpected after yesterday's 28-30 handle swoon into the close. I quit trading too soon. And I said it in the team room, I might have said it on the YouTube video, I don't recall, that when an FOMC session is active, the best trading is generally from 3 p.m. Eastern into the close. The final hour is generally the best. And I played give, take, give a little bit more just prior to that, and I knocked off right around 3, and then of course the biggest move happened. But we ain't seen that kind of FOMC action in years. I do believe that all of the FOMC sessions, minus the question and answer interview process nonsense, are going to be good trading opportunities this year as the market anticipates interest rate rises. So anyway, there we are. Worst case scenario here, stopped out and then one more shot at something, and best case scenario this will work. Either or, 1125. Alright, let's try it again. I'm going to, well, there's a 4-tick stop in, and I happen to be at 4 ticks for the day, so if this gets taken out, then it's a scratch situation, and that's that. I'm going to advance this here, given a chance if it goes a little bit higher. I don't want to get knee-jerky and choke out a position that's going to work, but I'm not giving this one a long leash for obvious reasons. They're kind of settled right here. This is what I would like to see gone. Well, anyway, I'm going to give myself a 2-tick cushion on this one, and then if it's taken out, I've still got 5 or 6 ticks left, and that'll be that. If this goes 4 points or better, I'm looking to take this off at 2002, or I'm sorry, 1992. I'm losing my levels here. They're blowing through so fast. 1992 or better, I would take this off and call it a day, because, well, just look at the chart. So see if that offers up the opportunity. You can see where they just keep banging all these technical levels and stalling out for whatever reason. 91 quarter, 91 half was a congestion zone earlier, right there, and I'm looking for it to get just through there to 92 or better. Maybe it will and maybe it won't. Let's go with a 4-tick stop. Now we have 8 ticks back locked. If they take that out, gives me a couple more chances. And this is kind of these are the decisions I make on the management side. What is price doing? Well, price went down easier than it went up. It's trying to go up. It's struggling at prior support, now resistance. So this is where I'm making my decisions around those points there. If they could just find their way up a few ticks higher, I'd punch it out and be gone. But they're in the middle of no man's land, so there we are. So 92 or better and I'm gone. If they take this out, I'm probably going to sit idle until past 2 o'clock. I'll wait till the afternoon stretch.
Their first game since last Wednesday. The rest
so see how it goes. 11:33 Eastern.
Yeah, so you definitely do.
All right, there they are.
It's definitely a lot of
in the
days
92
off,
zone,
but we have to make
and
sure,
they just spiked right up and
today
flipped
I
through.
thought we had a good practice.
As I
But
said
making sure
yesterday, it's
we
probably
realizing
best for
the
me
situation
to
we're in, and we have to
do
keep
some
going, getting
automation on the
some
stops
technology, keep getting
because
better.
I'm going to
Yeah,
go
the
up
break was nice, but
plus 2 handles here because
when
it's
the
gone
team's doing well,
4.
I kind of hope
Probably
the break
best
is
for me
maybe
to
some time.
automate. At the
Gotta
speed
keep
of
winning
which these
games.
liquid markets
Must
are
wins
whipping
almost every game, so
these
we're not gonna get
days,
all the games,
manual
but
trail is
we
flat
have to play the same
impossible
every single night, and it feels
in the
good. We
in
can get
this
out of
kind of
games
range
and go
stuff
come
here.
out on
So
top
over the
most
weekend,
nights.
I'm gonna modify my trailed stop tactics, and it's not going to be anything real extravagant. It's just going to be, um, if Bryce makes 2 stops, then I'm going to, advance a stop here and there, and that's that. All right. Well, so be it. They gave me a chance to do what I wanted to do, and that is 26 ticks, right? 5 handles and a tick. Okay, and so they can, I don't care what they do from here, they can go to the moon or drop to oblivion. With a chart this ugly, I'm content to have accomplished what little I did with, the struggle that it was, and call it a day. So that's a wrap for today. We'll see what comes along Friday morning and try it again. See you then. Have a great one.